Ladies and gentlemen, you are looking at a man, no matter how much money I have or don't have in my pockets. If I need help, I am going to ask. Period.
That is a fact. And as his wife, I'm going to ask too. We both going to double down and ask for help.
Dead ass.
1, 2, 3.
It all started with real talk, unfiltered, honest, and straight from the heart. Since then, we've gone on to become Webby Award-winning podcasters and New York Times best-selling authors.
Deadass was more than a podcast for us. It was about our growth. A place where we could be vulnerable, be raw.
Pause. But most importantly, be us.
But as we know, life keeps evolving, and so do we. And through it all, one thing has never changed.
This
is Ellis Ever After.
Dead ass.
Because we got a lot to talk about.
All right, story time. So I'm going to take y'all back to 2014. I don't know if I told this story specifically, but I'm going to tell it now. I'm training at the gym. This is 2014. It's January. I'm about to turn 30. I say to Kay, I'm like, yo, I really want to focus on TV film. Like, I've been doing everything with the gym. We've built it up. We're making good money, but I can't do what I really want to do if I don't find a way to duplicate myself and have more space and time to chase my dream. She was like, what you want to do? I was like, I want to try to open up my own gym. Because at the time, we were paying crazy rent to Aviator. They were also charging us per person for each person that signed up for membership. And they kept taking our field time away. And they put us in this back little corridor. They had removed us from the gym and put us in this back little room that we made into a gym. At this time, we had about 300 clients. So I went to Chase Bank because I was a member of Chase Bank. And I was like, yo, how do I go about getting a loan? Right. And I'll never forget. And this is the Chase Bank on Rockaway.
Oh,
and Flatlands.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And the Rockaway Avenue L.
Yeah.
And I went in there and said, how do I go about getting the bank? And they was like, what's paperwork and stuff like that? But she kind of smirked at me and she was just like,
you're not gonna get it.
Like she was like, you're not gonna get it. And I was just like, I have capital. My business has solvency. And she was just like,
Mm-mm.
So I was like, you know what? Freak this. I'm not even gonna go about this way. I'm gonna find my own way. Just so happens I meet a man by the name of Marcel Vernon. Marcel Vernon was a senior VP at Cushman & Wake. He had just left that job to do some other work somewhere else. I think he was working in Boston, but his children were training under Elite Prototype Athletics. And he was like, yo, I see what you're doing here. You know what I'm saying? Have you ever thought about scaling the business? And at that moment, I said, this is a time for me to ask for help. And the reason why I said help is because he had capital. I didn't have capital. Whenever you go to someone with a business idea, ultimately you're asking with help with capital to help scale your business,
Mm-hmm.
but you also have to give up part of your business,
Mm-hmm.
which I was prepared for.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why I'm telling this story is because the help I got from Marcel Vernon turned into me having autonomy over my time because I got ownership in something that I never had ownership for. Yes, I had to give up a small percentage of my company, but the help was so valuable because it came at a time where I had no other options and I had to put my ego aside. He also was able to show me how to grow my business, not just give me the capital. And if I had put my ego ahead of what I really needed, I would still be sitting there trying to figure it out. And on this episode, I want to talk to people about how to ask for help and what to expect when someone helps you, what to give back, because it's not just the money that you got.
All right, now. Break it down, baby.
Watch it. When we fell in love, remember the time when we first met, girl. Oh, That's
You mad loud. Mad loud.
You really want to play this game?
You mad loud, bro.
The camera game? That's
Listen,
what you want to play?
listen.
Let's play this game.
Listen.
Let's play this game.
It's the headphone game.
You just started war, baby. You don't even know you just started war.
Get away from me.
All the times you sleep with your mouth open, your eyes half open, looking like a zombie. Watch.
Why you put my business out there, though? That is not how I sleep.
Watch. Let's go. Let's go. Memories. Oh, this speaking to me.
Don't even know the words.
And girl, no matter what you say,
You don't even know the words.
I remember what we did, my baby.
You mad loud, bro.
Remember?
Ah.
So I noticed karaoke don't go with anything, but it will make sense afterwards. Pass the Dutch on the left hand side.
Me say, pass the Dutch chip on the left hand side. It I go bun, give me the music, let me jump on. Give me the music, let me run. Yeah.
So
where'd that come from? It was random.
It was
random. I was like, I got the karaoke song for today. I was like, okay.
And I thought about this since last night. Part of the reason why I went with this song is because when you pass the Dutch, people don't understand. If you're not a part of smoke culture, right? You're helping someone.
Yeah.
Right? Someone is sitting there waiting. They don't have nothing.
Someone
Their hands
is
are
waiting
empty.
to get lifted.
Yes.
That's what we're waiting.
When you pass the Dutch, there is often like a circuit. You pass the Dutch, you have time to enjoy your process, but the Dutch often does what?
Comes back.
It's
like a susu.
Yes.
Right?
You understand?
Like a partner. When your partner draw.
It's community economics of the marijuana.
Absolutely. Right.
All right?
Right.
But that's why I chose the song, because it's just, let it keep circulating. Just like the finances. Right? I'm big on group economics. Pass the Dutch, pass the green. Let's keep circulating it so we all can win. We all
only
get
we can do
something out
that
of
within our community.
That's what I'm talking about.
Keep our black dollar in the black circle.
Come on, baby.
You know what my karaoke was going to be?
What's
it was
that?
a little more wholesome. Lean on me when you're not strong. I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on.
Well, I ain't gonna lie. You had those pants on, so those pants reminded me of the green. So,
well, exactly.
But Lean on Me ain't a bad song, though.
What's that?
Lean on Me ain't a bad song.
I mean, shoot. Because at some point, we're all going to need somebody to lean on, right? And we might have to lean on y'all to go pay these bills. So let's take a break. And then we'll come back. We'll chat a little bit more about story time and get into our new favorite segment of the show, Op or No Op. Stick around, y'all.
What up, y'all? It's the Morning Hustle.
It's your girl, Alexandria Ikamoni.
Welcome back to Side Dish. All right, you see them. They're authors, they're actors. They took them from the podcast to the screen, if you will.
In the studio, iHeartRadio with DeVal and Kadeen Ellis. How are you guys doing today?
We're doing great.
That's right. We just relaunched our podcast with a brand new name, Look and Vibe, Ellis Ever After.
So make sure y'all catch it wherever you get your podcast, because it's real, it's raw, and it's all love.
Peace y'all one time. We are back. So I feel like real quick, just the story time made me think about how layered this episode could potentially be, because you talked about scaling a business, asking for help, yes, some of which would have to be monetary.
Yes.
And I think as a culture in general, we don't necessarily understand what it means to start a company, grow it, scale it, sell it. Like, that's something that is the aspiration when you start a company and you have, for example, a product line or just any business in general. So I think this will be a great episode where we can dig into some of that, where you can talk about, how Marcel was able to help you scale your business essentially to make more money. So, yeah.
I feel like this is important for our community, because we do have a lot of trauma, from, you like to call it the scarcity mindset, right? And we say it all the time that, well, we don't say it all the time, but you hear it online that for Black people, there only can be one at the top, which is really not true.
Right.
Right? There can be a whole bunch of us at the top. Like, there's room for all of us. The one thing I will say, though, to just drive home this thing is, when you do ask for help, you have to understand that you don't just get to ask for help and not have a plan. Right? Like, anybody I asked help for, I had a plan. I said this on a previous episode. I was $8,000 short for our wedding to finish, and I went to our friends Tiffany and Steve, and I said, hey, I need to borrow $8,000. This is my plan. I make X amount of dollars per month. I'll be able to give you your money back within this many days. And once I set the plan with them, then it's like, okay, well, here's the money. Not only do you have to have a plan, give people their money back and then give them something for helping you in that time of need. So, for example, I borrowed $8,000. My thing is, if I'm going to give you your money back, I'm going to give you that plus 10%. Because that's the least I can do. If you were going to have that money, you would have that money in investment or a stock, and you could have made money on that money. But you decided to lend me that money. So you know what I'm going to do? Here's $8,000 plus $800. I appreciate you, because you let me rock for 3 months.
Right. Just a little sign of good faith. But you have to pay people back their money.
Facts.
Like, we don't want to just talk about the plan and not actually pay people back their money.
Facts.
because that's where things get very hairy and relationships tend to get dismantled after that. But yeah, let's trickle on into op or no op. Tribble, what you got for us today?
Well, I got one thing today.
Okay.
Shedeur Sanders has been in the news lately. I think he had a little run-in with the press his first week at the Browns.
Sounds normal.
Yeah.
That sounds about normal.
But that's not the reason why I wanted to bring him up. He negotiated his deal with the Browns, and he put in a clause called the Prime Equity Clause. Have you heard about it?
Yes.
So this clause gives him a share of revenue that the Browns generate from his name, image, and likeness. Any content that he makes, he gets revenue from. He basically is like a partner with the Browns.
Yes.
And I wanted to know if y'all have an op or no op about this.
You did the right thing, brother. You did the right thing, because what's going to happen is that I don't know much about all the semantics when it comes to football and whatnot, but your likeness, okay, as a Sanders, capitalize on that shit.
It's no different.
Absolutely.
No different than what Bronny did and what Bryce James will have. Any child of a celebrity who's going into the same sport, right? Bronny James, even though he was, I think, taken in the second round, his jersey sales for rookie was number one. Number one, which means the company is making millions and millions of dollars. And it didn't just start now. I remember when I was playing in college, right? There was a player by the name of Reggie Bush. If you don't know who Reggie Bush is, go look up Reggie Bush. Reggie Bush was the most famous football player on the planet his last 2 years of college. Won the Heisman Trophy, right? Also won a national title until they lost to Texas. They would have won 3 in a row. But he goes to the NFL. They do this whole expose about how his parents took some money from an agent, and they strip him of his Heisman Trophy, and they strip him of everything, right? Meanwhile, USC gets to keep all of the money and everything they generated off his likeness as an amateur. So when I look at this new deal with NIL, it's like, hey, as an amateur, I'm still bringing value to the company regardless of where I'm drafted. Because it doesn't matter where Shedeur and Shiloh get drafted. They are coming with a brand. They're also coming with eyeballs, because content is king. And since they do content, they're bringing a whole bunch of people, since they stream, to watch the Browns. So why not get a percentage of equity of what I deserve?
Absolutely.
Since I'm bringing so much to the company. And you know why the NFL said yes? Because it is a fact.
Yeah.
Like,
what was their argument going to be to counter that?
None.
You know what I'm saying? So,
and I'm glad that this is on the, like, we're talking about this, because this is what we as a people need to understand. We can get equity in things when we know our value. Because when you know your value, like we learned from Tyler, you don't always accept the big cash up front. Give me equity so I can continuously make money when I'm no longer playing, no longer shooting, no longer, filming things. So I'm excited about it. I think this is dope, and I think a lot more athletes are going to have to look into this when they go into play professional sports, or even on the film. I go into films now, and it's like, what equity can I get? Because I'm coming with my audience.
Right.
We have an Emmy Award winning podcast. We wrote books. Yeah, those people are going to come support the film.
Okay,
so
you said Emmy Award. Emmy Award, you better speak it into existence.
Right.
There's also a thing I know, if you say I am, followed by whatever it is,
the
power of manifestation, I believe that wholeheartedly.
Come on now.
Yeah.
So if we're coming that, we're bringing that to projects, give me what I owe.
Absolutely. Give me my money.
I'm glad you brought that up, Triple, because I saw it online, but I wasn't too sure that it was a real thing. The equity clause. So
yeah, and he named it after his father. Prime.
That's fire.
Let's get it.
That's
Come on,
fire.
that's not
Come
like,
on, Legacy.
Ain't nothing. There's nothing much better than that.
On,
you know what I'm saying? I hope my boys do that. You know what I'm saying?
Right?
Call it the Ellis clause.
The Ellis effect.
The vibes
clause. You got one.
Yo, that shit just got me mad hype. Yo, Kaz, where your the vibes clause? You ain't put your get the lawyer on. Get the lawyer on the phone.
This is also coming off of Jackson saying, like, guys, I think I really like football now.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, these kids gonna just drag us through every sport until they decide which one is gonna surface as the first one. Man. So
that's the way it is.
We got time, but that's dope. I'm actually really happy to hear about that.
Yeah,
I think speaking of the Sanders and asking for help, like we're talking about on this episode, I think Deion Sanders recently had to have surgery to remove his bladder.
Yeah, I did see that.
Bladder cancer issues. And the person at his side to help him through his surgery was Carucci.
Was she really on his as a side?
Yeah, she was
as
crying.
a friend, or are they like dating?
That's what I don't know.
Yeah,
that's their business.
Right.
It was like a hard
That's very
launch.
much their
That's
business.
a good point.
'Cause it
No
very
op.
well-
No op.
Fact.
That's your business, Prime.
That's a fact.
Absolutely. Yeah,
That's real.
I have no idea
have
what
no
the
idea.
context of the relationship is, but hey, like Matt said,
No ops
he had
all
support
around.
there,
I feel you. What you
Yeah.
think, Josh?
I be swiping away, man. So I don't really know. I don't think I care.
One thing I will say, I'm happy he talked about, the prostate
Yeah.
cancer,
Yeah.
going through the process, because one thing he said, and this is what's more important, everyone was talking about who was by his side, but not listening to the fact that he was saying, go get checked.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The reason why I'm here today is because they found it early and I had good people by my side to help me through the process. That should be the lead story.
True.
You know what I'm saying? So
True.
I'm happy that Prime is stepping out here and letting Black men know, like, yo,
Yeah,
we
get
are
to the
fighting this.
doctors.
And if you don't go to the doctor, you could be at risk, and your family, you won't be here for your family. So shout out to Prime for that, man.
For sure.
We love you, man.
All right, cool. So asking for help. Any of y'all had to ask for help and got turned down?
Yeah, I'm horrible. I'm actually really bad at asking for help. I'm glad we're talking about this today.
Yeah.
Why?
So what's the apprehension? Is it a pride thing? Is it that you don't want to bother people? Is it that you won't have a way to compensate them back or to pay back if it's something financial, for example? You won't have the means to do it?
Well, I think just in general, asking for money is probably the last thing that I would ever do unless I'm asking my parents. But anything else, I'd just be nervous that I'm going to sound dumb, or the perfectionism issue where I feel like I need to have all of my ducks in a row before I ask anybody to help me. Or I'm like, oh, have I done everything that I should do before? Have I exhausted my own resources before I go ask somebody for theirs?
Well, I think that that's part of it, though, right?
I think she got those are all valid.
Yeah, that's I was about to say that's all
Yeah.
like valid. Like if you haven't exhausted all your resources, then how do you know if you really need help? You have to exhaust them first, and then once you've exhausted all of those things, and now you realize, like, wait, I got all my ducks in a row, still not there. I've exhausted my resources, still not there. All right, at this point, I need to find out who can get me over that hump.
But I think that's the whole point of it, because when you do approach someone who could potentially help you, and then that you don't have a plan or you haven't exhausted those options, then you look like somebody that doesn't have it together. And I'd be less likely to lend you money or to help you through a situation if I don't fully believe that A, you're capable of seeing it through, B, that you even need the help, legitimately, and C, like maybe you're gonna ghost me and I won't get my joint back.
I want to say something. So,
Or do you don't even know what you want?
I was gonna say
True.
the same thing about being deliberate about what you want. But,
True.
go
but
ahead,
here's the
Josh.
thing: some people don't have it all together.
Right.
The help that we offer people doesn't necessarily need to be monetarily or a full-fledged sort of plan. It is helping people get to that direction where they need to be.
Absolutely.
They're coming to you for, like, yo, this is what I want to do, or this is what I think I want to do. I really don't know what I'm going to do. I don't think you need to wait until you get all your ducks in a row always either. Sometimes your ducks are going to get in a row when you ask for the help. That's all you need
That
is
is
the
true.
instruction
Exactly.
to get to that point.
So maybe trying to get motivation.
Yeah,
or
essentially.
advice?
I think so. When Triple says she has to do all these things, I think you mentioned like 3 things. I don't think you need to wait all the time.
Yeah.
It's good to be conscious about those things, right?
Yeah.
It's good to know, like, yo, maybe I should be doing this, and that's a responsible person. That's the one you want to lend money
Yes,
to,
the
or
responsible
whatever. But
person.
sometimes people just don't know that they got to do this. You know what I'm saying?
That's fair. Remember, someone had come to you and asked for you to invest. I think it was in like a gym business or a startup
Yeah.
for their gym business.
Yeah.
And you said, did you know that you have to have this much amount of rent
Capital.
and capital so that way you can pay your rent for the first 6 months? Is that like you literally listed all of the things
Yeah.
that you needed in order to
That's
start
the guidance
this.
that person needed
Right.
at that
And
moment.
then
Right.
they went back and was like, oh, shoot, I don't have those things in place.
And they no
So let
longer
me go back
ask
and do
me.
the work.
They no longer ask me for the money
Yeah.
because, and like to your point, they didn't have all their ducks in a row, and it was like, yo, Coach DeVal, I want to do what you did. I want to borrow $25K to open up my gym. And I was just like, okay, because I told them the story about how I borrowed money. But I also told them, I said, you do realize that you have to have first, last, and security deposit for rent. You also have to have a duplicate of that rent because you're doing an industrial space. So say the rent is $5,000. You have to have $20,000 in your bank account just to be qualified to get in the building to see it. And they were like, oh, I didn't even know that. So like, all right, let me get my money together first before I come back to you. But that goes back to what Matt was saying. I think people, when they're asking for help need to be deliberate about what they're asking for. because that also shows me that you have a plan.
Yeah.
Right? If you come to me and you say, hey, DeVal, I'm looking for help. It may not be financially. It may be, can you put me in contact with, for example, a writer because I'm looking for something? Well, let me see what you're working on. Because I do have writers, but I'm not going to put you in contact with somebody when I look at what you have and you're not even prepared to sit down with that person and take time.
Yeah.
So the biggest thing for me with people asking help is once you get past the fear, make sure you have a plan and you're deliberate about what you're asking for. Because a lot of times the people who are trying to help you would love to help you if they knew how.
Yeah.
You know, and I think
clarity.
that's why people feel like I don't want to sound dumb.
Yeah.
You know, because if you're not deliberate about what you're asking for and the person's looking at you with the slow blink like, what? Now you're like, you know what, I'm not asking nobody. But it's like, no, ask me, but you're not being clear.
But also don't feel afraid to feel like you're being dumb. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you.
Because that hesitation is what holds you back.
Absolutely.
It's
You know what I'm saying?
true.
People come to, for me, like nobody's asking me for money. Well, that's a lie.
I'm about to say,
That's a
I
lie.
know that's a lie, but
That's a
I
damn
know
lie.
that's a lie.
But the point I'm trying to make, a lot of people coming to me for help, and they're probably talking from the creative process or from the creative field. Like, yo, I want to start a podcast, or yo, I want to start my photography business, or what I want to do this. And generally they're talking about, like, sometimes they come to me and they do sound dumb, but it's okay. Like, yo, I want to start a podcast. Do I need like a live audience or nah, bro?
Right.
Everybody's recording they're probably like that. Sometimes people's
they needed to hear
perspective is
that.
just warped.
Right.
Yes.
Or like, yo, I want to start my photography business. You think I should charge $500 for a wedding? Bro, don't even think about that. Like, what you charging, go work with somebody for a few years. And that's some of the guidance that some people need sometimes. They don't really understand, like, what's the path to go. And sometimes that help and asking and sounding stupid, like, you don't need that. Focus on this. That's the direction I think a lot of people
So
need
it's
to come
overall
to.
just like guidance. If
Guidance,
anything.
yeah. I mean, help doesn't necessarily need to be the money.
The money portion
is
of
true.
it.
Yeah, that's my thing. That's the last thing I'm thinking about, like, is asking somebody for money. But even just asking for help because I don't know something, I a lot of times learn the hard way because I don't ask for help. You know what I'm saying? I learn by failing. And it takes me a lot longer. It's a lot more costly. And, you know, I could have already gotten some help and probably did things more efficiently, quicker, and been more successful if I asked for help.
See, that's what I deal with now, even with my prototype kids who ask me about going to the next stage in life. What I've learned from a lot of people is that sometimes when they ask for help, they're not happy with the help they get.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and if you're going to ask for help, you need to understand that if someone's going to help you, there are also going to be terms in which they're going to help you. You know what I'm saying? So, for example, if it's money, I don't mind giving you this money back, but I need my money in a certain amount of time. Then you get the, you going to put a limit on, whoa, wait. So I'm not allowed to create no boundaries or no guidelines for how I help you. And I see a lot of people, nah, you doing it. Or you lend the person the money. Now you have to ask them, hey, why you hounding me?
Yeah.
I'm not hounding you, bro. I'm asking you. The same way you asked me for help, I'm asking you when you plan on giving it back.
I was in Grand Cayman. I went for a little photo walk on the beach. Excuse me. And a gentleman out there was arguing with his friend about something. Then they passing by me and they, yo, can we ask you a question? Like, yeah, what's up? Long story short, I lend my boss some money. I need to get paid and I need to go to ATM. He wouldn't let me go. My boss lent me some money. He said, I said, I'll get it back to you on Monday. He's like, everything cool, perfect. Monday come, he don't got the money for him because something popped up, emergency. So he had to use the money he was going to give back that he lent him to cover the emergency. So he went to his boss like, yo, I'll get you back the money in like 2-3 days. His boss is like, that wasn't the deal.
Right.
So now he tight. He like, yo, I'm going to charge you interest on top of that. So the dude, he's mad as hell. He's like, yo, I don't think you shouldn't be hounding, man. Man, I'm like, bro, you realize you agreed to borrow the money and give it back to him on Monday?
So now you didn't keep your end of the bargain, and now you're mad that he is asking you and trying to hold you accountable to that setup.
That to me is why it seems like people don't like asking for help.
Yeah.
Because once they ask for help, they don't want to be accountable.
They want it on their conditions.
On the hook. They want it on their terms. And the truth is, a lot of people who only want things on their terms, that's the reason why they need help. You got to be uncomfortable to succeed in life. If you want everything to be on your terms, even how you ask for help, you're never going to get to where you're going. Like the key to life is being uncomfortable, stepping out of bounds. Me and Matt talk about this and me and Josh talking about this last night. If you want to do anything great in life, not status quo, you're going to have to step outside of what everyone else is doing to do it on your own, right? More than likely, there's going to be no road in front of you or no road map of how to do that. So you're going to be lost a lot. And it's okay to be lost a lot. But when you lost and you see someone who may be able to shine a light on a little bit of road, you can't then be too egotistical to say, I can't ask for help.
I think you said it right there. I think all of it balls into a little bit of pride.
Yeah.
You got to put your pride to the side to just ask for help.
Right.
So,
and then also some people skip over the sacrifice portion of it.
Yeah.
Like sometimes you're going to have to sacrifice one thing for the other. For example, someone had approached DeVal about borrowing money to propose to his girlfriend.
Yeah.
Nigga, you ain't getting no money for me to be.
It's like, so it's like, okay, you have the idea you want to propose. So clearly this is a plan that you want to put in action. So instead of asking me to borrow $10,000, how about you save $500 each month until you're able to then.
Now,
is that a hard no for you, Josh?
Yo, nobody gets money for you. You don't borrow money for your wedding. Like a friend.
I had to.
No, but you didn't borrow your friend's money.
You did.
You did.
Was it your friend's money?
Steve's money, yeah.
I thought it was your parents.
No, I borrowed Steve and Tiffany's.
Oh, yeah, you did
My
mention
parents
that. My
didn't
bad.
have that. They didn't have that at that time.
Clearly.
No, I didn't remember you say that. But that's fine. You had a plan.
Right.
You had a
there
plan.
was a plan.
That makes sense.
But bro, I had two separate people ask me the same thing.
Yes.
I let one borrow the money and I didn't let the other one because one had a plan. One also had a record of paying me back consistently on things that I didn't ask for. So it was easy for me. It was just a thing of capital he didn't have at the time.
Got you.
Not that he didn't have money. He had a plan, had everything. He's like, yo, I don't got so-and-so. And I'm like, hell yeah, take it.
Okay.
And even that person was trying to give me interest back on it. And I was like, nah, bro, like, you had the plan, you did this. I wouldn't have made that much money back. Like, go ahead. The other person, I said, absolutely not. I said, if this was your plan, the fact that I've lent you money before and you still haven't paid me the money back from then, why would I give you money now?
Right. Yeah.
And they cussed me out. Like,
those are two different people.
Two completely
different people.
Like whole character, everything different.
And because I wouldn't help this person, the person cursed me out and we don't talk.
Like bad.
Cursed me out like a dog.
Yeah.
And we don't talk no more.
Yeah.
That's the type of people you don't lend money to in the first place.
See?
But that happened for a reason. Y'all don't need to be friends.
You're right. I don't lose no sleep over it.
Right.
I don't, because you think I took that cursing and laid down. No. I cussed his ass right back.
I cuss your ass back.
Who you think, man? Hold up. You sending me text messages now. I'm getting on the phone. Who you think you talking to? Like, because I'm a nice person, but don't take advantage of that. You know what I'm saying? Because I do honestly believe in group economics. I do honestly believe that no one who lives in abundance should be living in abundance and gatekeeping all of their resources.
No,
I honestly feel that because the people who are at a different level where I am have never gate kept their resources from me. The only reason why I'm here is because of people like Marcel Vernon, people like Irvin and Mike at the gym, people like Tyler. I'm like, there's so many names that I can name. People like my dad. My dad helped me when I needed it the most. You know what I'm saying? I got friends, Bo, Sharif. Me and Sharif was both broke. Both broke. And he looked in my eyes, living together, looked in my eyes and could tell that it was like I was going through it. And then at the time, our rent was $1,500. And he just was just like, yo, here. And I was like, what's this? And he was just like, yo, it's just 15. Just hold it. And I was just like, yo, I'll just put it on rent. He's like, no, I covered the rent. And I was like,
you cried?
You know me.
You know the
guy.
I'll definitely cry.
I'm about to cry right now.
Yo, I cried because you just thought
because you also felt seen.
Yeah.
In that moment, you felt seen. Like, damn, like you really didn't have to.
No.
You don't got it neither.
Yeah.
But something on his spirit was like, yo, I have you this month.
And my ego did not say, nah, bro. My ego said,
Thank
you.
you.
And I hugged that man, bro. And I was just like, yo, you have no idea what
Did you
this
ask
is doing
him for
for
help?
me. No, I didn't ask for help, but I accepted the help.
That's the big thing as well.
Some people need help too.
Absolutely.
I think it's also what's the word? It's a big word. It behooves us to see.
You just pick a big word.
No,
just
Come on now, SAT Josh.
Nah, it was supposed to be bigger than that. I didn't realize it was that little. Anyway, but it's also a responsibility for us. Like you said, like too much is given, much is required.
Yes.
To also see when people do need help that we also reach out to. And I think I'm guilty of not helping people enough.
You know, that's fair.
When I see that myself, like, but you know what it is? Sometimes you try to help people too. And people you realize that people don't need your help. They need the help, but they're just not willing to accept it.
They don't
either.
want it.
And
yeah.
that's really what this episode boils down to, right? You don't want to ask for help because you don't want to be on the hook, but also you don't want to feel like, because we had another friend of ours say, I don't like asking people help, especially when people think that I'm the one that got it. That's the problem.
Yeah.
We're all thinking that other people
are thinking
that and other people are worried about themselves, because we all are out here struggling. Everybody.
I think everybody needs help,
within
bro.
their own ways.
Everybody
Everybody
needs help.
absolutely like, I think people look at you guys and say like, nah, I got it made and y'all don't need help. You absolutely need help.
Listen,
Yeah.
absolutely
You know that.
need help.
You know that. Y'all all know that.
And it's all the people that we're helping in the process.
Yeah.
Like, we're not just sitting back here just like, yeah, we live in abundance. So, no, we literally are supporting so many people.
Yes.
Help is basically community building.
Yes.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Because
Yes.
those
It is.
people are in turn helping us in different ways that it may not be financial.
Right.
But you can grab my kids for me, and I don't got to stress about that. Please go grab my kids
I
for
was just
me,
about
'cause
to
I love you.
talk about the power of delegation.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I am the queen of, you know what? I just don't have the capacity right now. Like, I even think about just help in terms of being a mother and being a wife,
Oh, that's-
or being
yeah.
a new mom
Yeah.
or a new dad. It's just like being able to just say, hey, this is what I need in this moment just to stay afloat or just to survive.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't have to be, again, money. It doesn't have to be big life-changing things. Something as small as just lending a hand or doing a task can really be life-changing for people on
Or
a daily basis.
Spending time. For me, some of the biggest help that I got is when my boys come over and we work out and we sit down and we smoke afterwards and we just talk about what we're going through. And then we look at each other and be like, yo, you gonna do that too? How are you going through that? And we help each other through emotional hard times. It's like, oh, your wife is going through that. Your kids are going through this. A lot of times we need to ask each other help about that. How are you getting through this hard time emotionally or spiritually? And having friends that you can trust and sit down with, that also breaks the ego, because we've talked about it too. Like, don't ever be in a spot where there's 6 of us in a room and one of us is not doing well and the other 5 of us is not going to be in a position to help that one person.
For sure.
But you only get that community when y'all help each other in other things.
Yeah.
You know, because I got college
right.
buddies now. We get together and they be like, yo, so-and-so is going through it. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, let's all throw $2,000 in a pot. And you can just throw somebody $10,000 and they can just be settled. And then a couple months go by, it's your turn. It's like, man, I was looking to do this thing for the kids, but we can't travel. And then now you just get a Zelle from your homies. And it's like, yo, I got 5 stacks that my homies put together so I could take my kids on vacation. I have friend group that do that.
That's fine.
You know what I'm saying? I think that we all have to start understanding that that's how you as a community grow. So that nobody's struggling, you know, and you're also not shaming people. Nah, nigga, we paid for your family to go on vacation. We're not doing that neither.
Yeah.
Nobody, and this is the
People will
biggest
do
thing
that.
we tell in our groups. Don't tell the wives. Let that man walk in his house and his wife understand that he found a way to make sure they got it. Not your boys had to give you money, because maybe that was his turn to get the money, but you don't know how many times
He's
helped to give someone else.
Right.
So for us, it's, you know, amongst us as men sometimes, let's get together. Let's rock with each other. You know, let's create a bond so that we can all be good.
Yeah.
You know?
I love that support group, because like Deval, like he says, he always has, you know, his friends over here.
Yeah.
And the best way to kind of give help sometimes is just to lend an ear or to have advice or, bro, did you think about this? Same thing goes for me and my girlfriends. Hey, I need a little guidance. Like, it's really great when you do have that kind of camaraderie, that brotherhood and sisterhood of people you can rely on.
Like, that's me.
We
I ain't
touched
got no
on
money to lend y'all, but I got
Right.
right.
I'll listen.
Shoulder, nigga.
So you have no idea how much that
I'll
be
listen.
sometimes.
Yeah,
Because y'all be talking about me crying. You know how many dudes on the set on that freaking balcony and cried? I mean, the workouts was hard, but you crying
They
because-
cry for different reasons.
Yeah, they was like, man, I just went in the house, man. She gonna ask me what's for dinner. I don't know. I'm like, come here, bro. It's all right. We
Group
gonna order
hug.
pizza. We gonna order pizza, man.
Group hug.
You want some Thai food?
So we touched on the word gatekeeping, right? And Deval and I think recently mentioned, like, we don't understand why people gatekeep, or like, what's the feeling like you want to keep things to yourself, right? What's you guys' idea about gatekeeping? Information, you know, your favorite nail tech. Like, some people feel like, I don't want to share, you know, who I go to get things done, A, because they won't be available for me anymore, or B, I just don't want anybody to have the experience I have. What did you say it was, Triple?
Scarcity mindset. People think
Goes back to that.
Yeah, if I have it, there's not enough for everybody. Or even, I hate when girls be like, she copied my haircut. Girl, you don't have an original idea.
Right. No one really has an
Nobody
original
does.
idea
Nobody
ever.
copied you. And it's okay because even if they do have the same haircut, they can't do it like you because there's only one of you.
Yeah.
But there's nothing, there's enough for everybody. And if you have, what they say, you got a closed fist, you won't have room for more.
That's true.
Yeah.
So people that have a scarcity mindset, they don't want to give, but they also don't even have room to receive more.
That's so true.
Also, people want you to tell them everything, man. I ain't tell you everything, son.
That is true. People sometimes won't even read a caption that says, go to click the link in the bio.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I see questions sometimes that pop up and I'm like, did you even listen to the podcast episode?
Bro.
Did you listen to the clip?
Bro.
Like, why are you asking a question? You want me to go to Google and find this for you, to send you the dress, to put it in your shopping cart, to send it to your house, to like.
No, what's the credit card? Let me
tell
put
you.
it for you.
Bruh.
So people be like, yo, what kind of camera you use? I tell you this. What kind of lens you use? All right, I tell you this. What you do, like how you process it, I'll tell you this. At the end of the day, bro, if I don't tell you everything, I'm not really gatekeeping. Like, they just don't understand what gatekeeping actually is. People are not going to give you every piece of information. I can tell you, what I went through to get to it, but my road is not your road. Like, my gate ain't your gate, son.
I have nothing to add to that. I agree. Like, your process and how you found out is what made you learn how to do it.
Yes.
When you take away the process from them, just like a child, you take away the process. I'm not helping you.
Right.
If I just give you all the answers,
right.
You got to figure it out.
Right.
Remember we talked about the coconut, the spot in Brooklyn with the coconuts, and we was like, yo, they're not going to just give you their supplier. That's not a gatekeep, bro. This is my business.
That is a fact.
Mm-hmm.
That is a fact.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a boundary more so than gatekeeping.
Right.
Like, yeah.
You know what? I'm
people
glad.
ask me like, people will try to finesse and DM me like, I just got a couple questions about podcasting, and I'm like, you can click the link in my bio and schedule.
Exactly.
Put in your credit card information.
There's too much information
that's what I do
out
for
here.
work.
Right.
Yeah.
There's
you're gonna have to sign up for my TED Talk.
I don't like the term gatekeeping. It pisses me off, man. It's making me upset.
I can tell, Judge. You got mad.
Listen,
too many people be at your gate.
You can do anything. You literally can do anything out here, bro. And people be like, yo, this person's gatekeeping. They're not giving me the information.
Right,
son.
What's your camera settings, bro? What is your camera
Josh
settings?
has been accused.
They be saying you gatekeeping, bro.
All the time,
apparently.
apparently.
Was just like, people hold back. People think people are holding back. But I think the reality is people are oversharing, if anything.
I feel you on that. I do feel
like
on
you
that.
want my producer's information. Son, like some people just like, I think what I think we should be doing is asking for help, but at the same time doing. You checked me on it yesterday. You was like, yo, it's not just, I'm hustling too. It's not just me doing it. People want to see you doing something at the same time. So there's a happy balance in asking for help and doing the work. Because if you're doing something, people are going to ask you, right? And if that person is doing something as well, that's what makes the whole thing go together. This is a road.
Absolutely right.
And some people are on a moving train. And that train, some people are going slower than others, and some people are going backwards. But if you're going backwards and my train is moving, how do you expect me to help you?
And some people want the shortcut.
You're right.
Ultimately, people just want the shortcut. In a world of instant gratification, people want to skip the steps.
Yes.
Tell me all the things that you did so I could blow through that, so I can get to where I think I want to be, which is where you're at.
Yeah.
When it's like, yo, you're completely disrespecting the entire process of trying to do the work required to get to where you want to go.
And that's where the people say you gatekeeping. No, I'm not. Bro.
That is a fact. I'm trying to find something to argue because I want to argue. But you see me? I'm trying to look for something, and I can't because you're absolutely right.
How many people you work with, right? People only work with you, and you've only worked with people because your trains are moving in the same direction
all the time.
It doesn't need to be moving at that same speed.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I could pick you up and you could jump on my train and we could just take this train together. I'm helping you, but you talked about it with your boy Marcel.
You're right.
It was a moving train.
It was a moving train because he was looking to scale the business.
If you were going backwards,
he wouldn't have invested.
Right. If you were a flaky dude, if you weren't building your own thing from the ground up, he just, like Josh said, found the opportunity to invest.
You also brought up a good point. You got to understand when something is an investment and something is help. Because that's also a big difference, right?
Yeah.
If someone invests in your idea, they expect a return on that investment.
Mm-hmm.
So, they're going to be on you.
Mm-hmm.
Like what's moving with the business. If someone's just giving you money, then that's a favor.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? People have to know the difference. With Marcel, it wasn't a favor. our trains were going in the same direction because he was leaving Cushman and Wake and he was looking to invest in small businesses to build out his portfolio. So it was like he saw me go in this direction and this is what we had. So you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
People do need to know the difference between an investment and a favor.
Mm-hmm.
You know how many people I've used in my business as either assistants or whatever, and I know that they need help and they want to help me. Like they say they want to help me. They really want money, which is fine. Right. But I see a lot of times they're just not willing to, they're like, I don't want to do this. It's not about earning something or whatever. They want to be put in a certain position. They want to feel like they're in a position and not realizing that the help that they're getting, it might be menial, right? It might be just carrying bags. It might be just standing at this photo booth and pressing this button. But yo, you getting the help you need, bro.
But you know why that's disappeared in this demographic or age group? There's no more like trades and mentorship programs. Remember when we were growing up, you did things for a summer and didn't get paid because you wanted to learn how to do it. Now it's, you got to pay me for my time, even if I'm not qualified to do anything.
That's
and I
so
feel like
true.
we're losing a lot of good hard workers because you have no experience in this, and you expect to get paid $60,000 to come here and have me teach you. Like I'm not doing that.
Nobody want to work for nothing, man.
That is a fact.
I seen a post on Threads the other day where somebody posted like, this is, I'm this job is open. It's not a paid position. All the comments in there was, this is like, if you're looking to be in this field, this is an opportunity for you. Now, I do know people exploit other people.
Absolutely.
But everybody in the comments was like, so you just want people to work for free?
Yes. You know how many internships I've done?
You're going to learn
for
something
free?
here. You don't got to do this every weekend, but son, take the experience.
Yeah, I did. I learned podcasting by working for free for like 5 years. Making my own podcast, making other people's podcasts, not getting paid anything. And people would help me and do things for me for free. And now that I've started my business, like I produced my first live show 2017 for my podcast. And I got people to like steal recording equipment from a recording studio.
Triple stories be going
She gonna find a way.
I had to steal some stuff.
I had a friend who had just started her like taco catering business. She did tacos and she sold them because I couldn't pay for them. I didn't charge people to get in, but I sold like raffle tickets. We did like a raffle and I hired a band, a 5-piece band because I wanted it to look like a nightly show. And I had cameras. I had 3 cameras, 5-piece band, 2 interviews, and it was all recorded. The band, I was like, y'all can have whatever we make off the raffle. We made $25 and they had to split it.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
But this year, last year when I started my business, I started to need somebody to make original music for me. So the girl who made the music for my podcast and put together that band for me, I was able to hire her for those projects.
That's what's up.
So and she worked for free for me for all that time. And we just had fun because we both had a desire to live off of our creativity.
But you started together from the ground up. And we've said before that too many people sometimes want to jump the steps and to get to the person who's already at the top. And it's like, nah. Build with the people around you, because what happened? You had an opportunity to be able to pay her for something, and you then was like, yo, it was great to work with her. She did a great job, this time unpaid. Now I have some money to throw her away to do something years later.
Right.
You never know the impact you're going to make on somebody when you do have a free opportunity to do an internship.
And I want to say this too, man. It ain't just, they make it seem like, they only ask poor people or broke people to work for free, which is not true. Jonah Hill was one of the highest paid actors in Hollywood when he did Wolf of Wall Street. And he took an extremely high pay cut because he wanted to see what it was like to work on a set with the Leonardo DiCaprio. And he was like, this is just going to change my career. So just being here. I think he got paid his SAG minimum per day rate. Plus, I think he get I think it was something like $26,000, which if you understand the music industry, the movie industry, at that time he was worth anywhere between $10 to $15 million per movie. But he took a job making $26,000 because he wanted to learn, but also get an experience. That goes back to what Josh is saying. You see something that's going to help you, you can't always get paid for stuff, especially if you don't have experience. And if your response is going to be you expect people to work for free, the answer is yes.
Right.
Especially if you don't have experience. I just did my last film project. By the time I did my last film project, and I make a lot of money on TV, but I did it for free. because I had never worked in that space doing that genre. So I felt like I didn't have to be compensated because I was not, what's the word?
Qualified?
I didn't think I was qualified I thought I was qualified to act in a project, but I didn't think my value came enough. I had to learn some, and I was willing to do that. And I think more people need to understand that your value
And
in
a
something
sacrifice,
else.
too.
Yeah, it's a sacrifice.
So even at this stage in the game, you still felt like, yo, I can do projects that are
because
as an
there's no
investment
ceiling.
for me, because what I'm going to gain from that and the potential opportunities that are going to come from it is contingent upon me taking this unpaid right now.
I have always refused to work for free.
Yeah.
When I wanted to, so I got into podcasting because I wanted to be a radio host. And in order to get on the radio, you got to work for the radio station for free. Radio stations really don't have a lot of money. They always want interns. They want people, street team people, and they want you to work for free just to get your fucking foot in the door. I was already a host for live events, and I was like, well, if I can do something on my own that I can teach myself more skills that could possibly pay off even more than just being a radio host, then I would rather do it myself and use the resources that I have available to me for free and create something rather than just working toward creating something for somebody else. I can create something for myself. So I feel like there is a way that you can do it. If you don't want to work for free for somebody else, you're putting all of your effort into creating somebody else's dream.
I
you can put
that.
your effort into creating your own dream and learning and building your expertise. I read this book called The Defining Decade by Dr. Meg J. Why 30 is Not the New 20 is what it's called. And she talks about this thing called identity capital and building your identity capital in your 20s so that you can have a job that you are good at and that you like. You go to college, you don't really know what you want to do with your life.
Right.
And then you discover you might be into something else. So you go out and you can find a mentor or take an internship or a free job, fellowship, or you can teach yourself new skills that build your identity capital that make you a better candidate for things that you want to do, but you don't have experience in today.
That's a dope
So
concept.
I feel like you don't necessarily have to work towards somebody else's goal, if you're not going to be getting paid, because I think it can be exploitation, especially when we're talking about certain industries.
I agree.
You can do it yourself, teach yourself. Like, there's nothing wrong with being self-taught, and the internet is so fucking vast. You can learn how to do anything on YouTube. People have put out free textbooks about anything you want to learn. It's all there for you, but you have to put the time in, which is either it's going to cost you. If there's a cost associated with it, you got to decide what it's worth to you to do it.
I agree with you, but I do feel like there's value in apprenticeship.
I do too.
Yeah,
I definitely do too.
And I think that's the working for free aspect because, you can work for free and try to figure it out on your own, and that can take you 5 years. Or you can apprentice for someone for 6 months and learn all of that.
Like an intensive.
I'm the king of working for free for 6 months to a year.
Yeah.
I did that at Parisi Speed School. I was making $10 an hour as a former NFL athlete. I was making $500,000 a year coming out the NFL. And then they were like, DeVal, we could pay you $10 an hour. I was like, cool. Because I learned how I got my degree in kinesiology through them. I got my certifications for my NASM, National Academy of Sports Medicine.
And you'd be surprised some companies will invest in you by putting you through these certification programs that you won't even have to pay for.
They paid for my certifications. Plus, I also just saw how the business worked. And I realized, and I'll never forget this, I go in there to Parisi and I'm speaking to them. I said, this is what we need to do. I just came out the league. We get all these high-end athletes. We can get these schools and that school. And they were just looking at me and they said, that's nice. They said, our demographic is between 7 and 11. And I was just like, what? I said, I can get Calvin Johnson. That's my boy. I get this. He said, DeVal, those people do not pay to train. They're already elite athletes. They're going to come here for free. We need people who are going to pay for training. You know who pays for training? The kid who wants to get faster to be the fastest in their class. You know why? Because that's all they want to do. 7 to 11, they don't care about Gucci belts and sneakers. Mom, I just want to be the fastest. And then I realized, like, wait a minute. So y'all business model isn't dependent upon elite athletes. They were like, no.
It's dependent upon parents who need to send their kids somewhere after school.
I only learned that
Run them till they get tired.
And I only learned that through apprenticeship. Because if I would have tried to do it my own, I'd have been fumbling and bundling how to get my friends to join my gym. So that alone just taught me, like, sometimes it's good to work for free.
Yeah, I did the same thing at Mac. I mean, it wasn't completely free, but I was working part-time. Self-taught makeup, like you said, going online, you know, playing around in it a bit, and then finally getting hired and then realizing, oh, they're going to put me through training anyway. So I already had a knack for doing makeup. Then I get some kind of formal training by going through their training process, and then I start working with people. And then I start making relationships, and then I start building clientele. And then I'm like, oh, I can do this outside of the store.
Yeah.
Oh, I could make X amount of dollars outside of the store. And that's how I was able to transition from being in retail to having my own makeup business for
That's a
years,
fact.
you know? So
I would say it's not really working for free.
Mhm.
Don't work for free if you're gonna get a if
Training.
if it's transactional and you're learning something, fine, do that. But and make sure it's short term. Don't go to nobody's
Yes.
job and just
Yeah.
be working for free.
Facts.
Yeah.
If you're getting something from it and it's going to help you in what you're doing and you're learning, do that. But
Yeah.
do not work for don't go to Wendy's for free.
No, I'm glad you said that.
Flipping burgers. Don't
Right,
do that.
right.
Don't do anything you don't enjoy doing
yes,
for free.
It has to be a
If-
somewhat mutually beneficial.
Yeah.
Identity capital
situation.
is just as valuable as, I wouldn't say just as valuable, but it's valuable in terms of like pay. So if it is, you're getting paid an experience that's going to help you to expand your career or
Yeah.
do more
Yeah.
of what you love, do something better, then that is worth your effort.
That's my just got my moment of truth. I just got my moment of truth.
Yeah. You know where I think is one of the biggest ecosystems of help, essentially? Working at Tyler Perry Studios. I was able to see it firsthand filming this first season of the show, Divorce Sisters, because I realized that people who had positions like the reader or just the PA, you know, they are so vital to the bigger picture. But so many of them are like, you know, I want to be an actress too. I want to be an actor. Like, I want to be this. I want to be that. So while you're doing reading with me and you're grabbing my coffee, you have a front row seat to seeing how every aspect of the production is done. And I think that that is a valuable situation where you can get paid because you technically are working, and it maybe won't be a lot, but the interactions you have with people, it's an industry where people never forget a face. So if you have a really good interaction with someone, it may lead to something else in the future. If you have a very poor interaction with folks,
Facts.
then it may not lead anywhere. But it's nice to see that there are people who are willing to say, you know what, I want to start from the bottom up and see how every bit of this production works, because you also then get to understand what you like and what you don't like. You might have thought you wanted to be a cameraman, and then you're like, you know what, I actually don't want to touch a camera. I want to do this instead. You know, so that was an interesting dynamic to be in that capacity for the first time, because it was really like an intensive for whatever you want to do within that field.
I feel you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need that Tyler Perry help.
I knew that was coming, bro.
Yeah.
I knew it.
Once a season,
The segue.
Triple gonna make her plea to the camera. Tyler, if you watching right now.
You gatekeeping,
Yeah,
bro.
you gatekeeping at this
Tyler,
point,
just
dog.
open your gate, sir.
Open the
Triple
gate.
gonna be there.
Triple gonna be there.
She
like
gonna be
this.
there at the gate.
Tyler, it's me.
Just don't say we sent you. All right. All right, now we can't keep these bills. Let's go pay some bills, and we're going to come back with our listener letter episode for today. So stick around.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's the Ellises here with a quick message. We believe that independent bookstores are the cornerstone of a thriving community, which is why we're asking you to consider purchasing your copy of We Over Me at your local independent bookstore.
That's right. Many stores will order it for you if you call in and request it, or you can go to bookshop.org to get your hard copy now. Alrighty then. Are we back?
We're back.
All right, we're back with our listener letter episode. Well, not episode. I love the listener letter episode sidebar, but this is not that. We just have one for today. I feel like I've been sitting on the couch right next to y'all, nodding my head, laughing, and taking notes every time I listen. I appreciate how honest and layered your conversations are, especially when it comes to identity, family, growth, and marriage, even though I'm not married yet. Thank you. You both are a mirror for how I think and feel. I'm a 25-year-old creative entrepreneur building my brand and business from the ground up with photography, media, digital products, all under my brand, ZMF Studios. I'm a minimalist with a big vision, and I've always walked a little differently from the people around me. I'm the quote-unquote quiet storm in my family, observant, hardworking, deeply self-aware, but also loud with my dreams and always seeking more, not just financially, but emotionally and spiritually. That's awesome. The episode you guys did on perfectionism hit me hard because I often feel like I'm doing life, quote unquote, wrong simply because I do it differently. Moving in silence, focusing on long-term over flashy quick wins, taking time to heal and grow even when folks around me don't understand. I stay low-key, but I'm always building something. Still, I struggle with feeling misunderstood and over-responsible for everyone's expectations of me. How do I show up as my full, unique self, especially in a household or environment that doesn't get it? How do I balance honoring the way I think with being open to growth when I feel like the odd one out?
You're going to be great.
Yep, I can already tell. Also, as a fellow creative, I gotta say I love seeing how you support Black artists. It's inspiring to see Black creators being uplifted in spaces like yours. I hope to be on that level one day. And if y'all ever need a fresh creative eye or someone behind the lens with love and intention, I'd be honored to connect. Thank y'all for being real and keep doing what you do. Wow, that was awesome. I could already tell that she's destined for greatness.
She's gonna be great.
Let me just interject because she's not gonna be great if she keep trying to take my job though. You know what I'm saying?
It's
gonna be a great ass whooping if you keep trying to take my job.
I was about to say, did she drop her Instagram in there?
I was about to say, true. She
didn't drop her information.
She hit her email address, so we can't contact her.
Yeah,
she will put her photography name on there. That's what that was.
She put it about him. Contact Ash Triple for what?
She said, contact BBL Studios.
BBLZ Studios.
Oh my goodness, baby, you are destined for greatness. I could already tell.
I gotta tell her
because you're misunderstood.
What
Most
Tyler
people
said.
are who's successful.
Tyler said, "This is season 1." He was just like, I asked him, "What do I have to do to be like the greatest?" And he was like, "What do you mean?" And I was just like, "I want to be the greatest. I want to be the biggest. I want to be the biggest star I can be in this generation." And he was just like, "Be prepared to be lonely. Be prepared to be misunderstood. Be prepared to take chances when no one else sees your vision. And be prepared to sit in that." It seems like she's going through that right now
at 25.
And doesn't know what that feels like. But I tell you, every step of my life, I walked on the Hofstra when I had a scholarship to Stony Brook. People said I was stupid. I tried out to be a free agent for the Lions when I had a job offer from Hofstra. People said I was stupid. Then I left the NFL and started doing social media and TV. People said I was stupid, but I just had my own vision and I just didn't care.
You stuck beside me.
I think
people said you was stupid.
I think you get motivated when people call you stupid. I think you need people to call you stupid and get stuff done.
You know, it's funny.
Get it done,
stupid. Dolo says that all the time. You want to tell DeVal, you want to see DeVal do something? Tell him he can't do it. That's how most great people
DeVal,
are, right?
You can't get on this plane and go on vacation with me
in
2
DeVal,
weeks.
you can't give me $1 million, stupid.
See how they do me, guys. I need new friends. I need a new wife. I'm putting it. No, I don't need a new wife. No,
You don't.
But y'all get what I'm saying.
But no, you're
though.
absolutely right.
You know what I'm saying?
You're absolutely right.
Or everything she's feeling, that uncomfortable feeling of working on herself and no one understands. No one should understand your vision. God gave you your vision. If God gave everybody your vision, it wouldn't be yours.
It wouldn't be yours,
and they would
baby.
all be doing it. The
That's
fact
a
that
fact.
it feels uncomfortable means you are exactly where you're supposed to be. So rock with it.
And that discomfort that you feel is probably people around you who are probably going to remain stagnant. They're probably existing in a space of mediocrity that they may be okay with. But I would say protect your energy as well. Like a part of the process too is not trying to convince others to believe what you believe or to see what you see or feel like they can get what you're going to get. Sometimes you have to be the proof. You have to be the example. And if there are people who want to follow suit and eventually, to bring it back to the topic, ask you for help because they've seen the fruits of your labor, then it's up to you to decide if you want to be that person, not to gatekeep, but instead to help another person along.
You need to talk more.
Talk more what?
That first part you said was so profound.
Thanks.
Like, seriously.
When the spirit moves me, you know?
No, you need to talk more. Forget the spirit. Well, don't forget the spirit, God.
No.
Forget the spirit.
That's all there is
No,
the spirit
but that
of
was
God.
some really, really good advice.
Yeah.
Especially in the beginning about understanding where you're supposed to be and leaning into that. A lot of people run from that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And protecting your energy. Like, that's a good point. People see you and see your strength, and they may be okay with their mediocrity, but then when they see you moving beyond what they consider your standard that they have for you, that's when they get uncomfortable. That, to me, was so profound. Like, you need to talk more, yo.
People want to hold you. People want to hold you, though, to where they either where they see you, where they first met you. Think about it. We just spoke about this, and I think we'll probably make this a podcast episode eventually. But someone had said somewhere, I don't know, somebody must have sent me the comment or what, but someone said that they unfollowed you and I because they felt like we were losing our authenticity.
Mm-hmm.
And people were going back and forth in the comment thread or whatever. And I was just like, man, are we losing our authenticity? Or is it that people just want us to stay where they met us in that Brooklyn apartment?
That is.
Holding the iPhone up, doing the videos with the kids.
I see those comments. I like y'all better when y'all was in the apartment. I see those comments.
Right. And it's just like, so we're not supposed to grow. The reason we started doing this was in order to grow and to, create a lifestyle for ourselves and our family, for us as both talents and wanting to be actors, to being on screen. Like the reason we started all of this was to do that. So the people who can no longer feel like they can relate to us, or they felt like they liked us better when we were doing those things, unfortunately, everybody can't go with you, and you have to be comfortable knowing your people are going to find you. And you'll also find like-minded individuals who can now be your new circle of people or your circle of support. So don't be afraid of that. You have to be true to who you are and stand in your purpose, because everyone's not going to understand it. And not everybody's going to want to be along for the ride. They might want to get off that train. As Josh talked about trains earlier and trains being parallel and moving alongside, sometimes you have to turn off and take that other route. So good stuff, though.
You did that.
Thanks.
You really did that.
Yeah, but I'm excited when I hear from someone at a tender age of 25 who seems to like get it. I think it's such a blessing, because at 25, I didn't know what I was trying to do. I had an idea, but
you had an idea.
Yeah.
You knew what you were doing.
I had an idea.
You were really focused, and you just had to get out of the scarcity mindset that Triple talked about.
Scarcity mindset, what people think
what
of
people
me.
think, yeah.
When I told my mom and dad that I was not going to go away to college for my first semester because I was conflicted about doing nursing or doing communication, and I went to Midway High School in Brooklyn. I went to Brooklyn College across the street for a year, and my mom was like so embarrassed.
That was mature though, because for you to be 18 and to say like you were the valedictorian in Bethlehem, you finished with a 90-something average at Midwood, and for you to say I don't care what people think, I'm going to go to Brooklyn College, even though people expect me to go to like a Duke or a Yale, that was you saying I'm stepping outside of what y'all want me to do. Mm-hmm. So you've been very profound and very self-aware, even from 18.
I guess I didn't realize it then. Yeah, and I'm looking back now, and I'm just like, that was something that I said, Mom, you could go and drop $30,000 a year on this private institution because you want people to say my daughter's going here.
Outrageous.
While I'm figuring things out to take liberal arts courses, or I can go across the street for another year, figure that shit out.
People say.
Yeah, get my GPA up. And then,
but imagine your 18-year-old comes to you and say, hey, I'm going to save you $30,000. I'm going to go to this community college while I figure it out. Then get a scholarship to transfer to Hofstra. Like that's you have always been self-aware. Yeah. Even the self-awareness for you to be like when people are saying like you and DeVal staying together, plays football, and you be like, I don't care what y'all think.
I really don't.
You've always been very self-aware.
Go get your own place. So he could pay rent and I could pay rent to fund somebody else's dream.
Yeah.
When we could just live together and focus on the stuff that we want to focus on. Like,
I swear I didn't even know money was real until like last year. I was not thinking about how much college costs when I was 18.
Triple.
Last year I was like, damn, money. That's a thing.
That's a thing.
Triple, $80,000 right now to go to college.
Now.
Yeah.
For 4 years. Now they're saying you have to stay for 5 years, get a master's to even be. Bachelor's is nothing.
Yeah.
So I got to spend $500,000.
Yep. Just to be like on a level playing field with people.
All to be replaced by AI.
Right.
Yeah. And that's just today. That's just today. With the dismantling of the Department of Education and education being privatized, it's going to be way more than that.
Forget it.
But that's the way it always was supposed to be. This is a whole different podcast. But remember we talked about this before? The elites created college for a place for all of their kids to go and learn how to run their businesses. And all of the people who weren't elites were supposed to just learn how to work at those companies.
Yeah.
Once they realized that other people who weren't elites wanted to go to college, they just write them prices up and like put them in debt.
Yeah.
Put them in debt. Make it so expensive that they can't get there, that even if they go, they're going to have
Still
to work this job
Yeah.
to pay off that education. They're going to work for our kids anyway.
Yep.
That's always been, Triple. We could do a podcast about that.
Yeah, for
Look
real.
at that. Just from out of that listener letter, we got 2 potential podcasts that we can do just around the overarching topic of just growth, people meeting you where they are, knowing how to just work and put your head down and not be concerned with everybody else. So good luck to you in your endeavors. And if Triple goes on probation, at least we know we have somebody to pack. We have somebody as backup.
We got you. Let me see what that.
Put your phone on
We
ring.
expanding the team.
ZMF Studios, baby. We coming to you, ZMF.
Put your phone on ring, shorty.
Put Tribble on notice.
Always
All right, y'all. If you want to be featured as a listener letter here on the show, be sure to email us at theellisadvice@gmail.com.
That's TheEllisAdvice@gmail.com.
All right, who wants to kick off Moment of Truth time?
I got mine.
Okay.
I know what you're going to say.
Hopefully this helps people with asking for help. You don't have to go to help and just be beggy. You can offer services in exchange for help, like apprenticeship. This way you don't have to feel as if you're owing somebody, because a lot of it is people have scarcity mentality. When you go and ask for help, have a plan, but offer something. If you're asking for something, and if you're asking for something monetarily, if you can offer services in the meantime to help, that at least take the guilt off, is that you're getting something for nothing.
Yeah.
And it was having all of you guys talk about the mindset of what people go through. No disrespect for people going through that. I just never had that mindset. So hearing y'all talk about it made me realize, oh shoot, people really be thinking that. So then that's just never been me. I've just been the dude like her to jump out the window. I'm gonna ask for help. Can you help me? But I understand how people could feel like guilt. You know what I'm saying? So you know what? I don't want to feel guilty.
Yeah.
Can you
Let's
help
make it
me?
mutually beneficial.
I can offer these services. I can come clean your car, every week. I can watch your kids. Is there something for your business? I can do clerical work. There's always a way to help someone. So
come with a plan.
Yeah, come with a plan.
And be willing.
And be willing.
Yes. All right, Matt, what you got?
I need help. That's my moment of truth. If there's anybody out there that has experience in curating galleries, curating photo books, I'm trying to do it. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm trying. I have exhibits ready to go, but I need help on that part. So that's my
Good
moment.
job, Matt.
I'm about to say, I fucking
You better
love that,
put that
yo.
out there. Exactly.
Yes, sir.
Anybody can curate galleries. Please help Matt out.
Watch. And I hope, whoever's cutting this clip, cut that clip so we'll post it on social so we can get out there, because I don't want that to just live in the Patreon. We want that to go. So come on, man.
Dope.
That
Yes.
shit works too.
Joshua Dewin.
My moment of truth is just keep asking for help, man. You never really know where your help is coming from and when it will come. Everyone's hustling. Everybody's trying to get their own. So sometimes people don't have time to help you, but keep helping. Keep asking. And also, while you're doing it, exhaust all your resources. Make sure you're taking care of what you need to do so that when your time comes up, you are absolutely prepared to receive that help and also give and be of service to somebody else.
Stay ready so you don't got to get ready.
There you go.
I love
That's
it.
a short version.
I love it.
Love it.
That's right.
Dribble.
Learn how to sit in discomfort. You know that phrase that goes, don't let temporary feelings make permanent decisions.
Yes.
When you're asking for help, you might have to let temporary feelings help you to make permanent decisions that are good for you. So if you're scared of feeling judged, you're scared of feeling stupid, you're scared of like what somebody might say when you ask for help, just remember that the help that you receive in that moment of discomfort is going to be it's going to make a lasting impact.
That's
I like
dope.
that. I like that.
I think two things came to mind for me for my moment of truth. The first thing is initiative. Initiative comes hand in hand with help. If you're going to ask for help, you have to take the initiative to say, hey, what's my plan? Am I coming with a well thought out plan? Maybe I'm not coming with that. So maybe I need to have advice or seek guidance from someone. So taking the initiative is something that people can see, especially when you're going to ask for help. Because it's like, you know what, I'm going to be more inclined to help you because I see that you have the ambition and you're taking the initiative to come with a plan. And also, if you are in a position to help, pay it forward. Like that's something that Deval and I do all the time. Like we think about how much help we've received, not monetarily per se, but even just people who've supported us, who've invested in us. We don't take for granted our Patreon gang, who you guys are helping to help us to do our content and to put things out there and to help make our dreams come true. And we take a responsibility very heavily to pay it forward, and we do that. So I encourage anyone else who's in a position to help to pay it forward.
Thank you, Patreon. Y'all not just helping them, y'all helping us too.
For sure.
Facts.
We appreciate it.
Facts.
Big
Patreon,
facts.
we love y'all. Patreon gang.
Yes. And I guess if you're not on Patreon yet, or if you have some friends who are lingering in the abyss and they're debating about joining Patreon, they can see Ellis Ever After content, the after show, as well as more exclusive Ellis family content. And then you can find us, of course, on social media at Ellis Ever After. I'm Kadeen I am.
I am Deval.
I'm _Matt.Ellis.
And I am Joshua Dwayne, who is sick and tired of that young lady who keeps asking, where's the video? Miss, that video comes out on Fridays.
Call her by name, Josh.
I'm not gonna shout her out. I'm not gonna shout her out.
No, we're not gonna put you on blast, sis, but Friday.
Because she be acting like we post the podcast just for her. She's like, guys, I've told you before, I don't like the audio.
I politely asked.
Yeah.
I don't want to listen to iHeart. I want to see
Josh
a video.
Is gatekeeping the video.
That's what it is.
I'm at Tribs the Cool, TRIBBZ, the Cool on everything.
And if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, be sure to rate, review, and subscribe. Shout out to my man Lenny Green from the Quiet Storm.
Oh, and we're going into the fall, y'all. So be sure to get your vintage, at this point, collector's item, dead-ass hoodies. They're going back on sale. So don't forget to grab yours in the merch section. And hopefully soon we can have some Ellis Ever After merch out. We just want to make sure it's perfect for y'all. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be fire.
Dead-ass.
Got. Ellis Ever After is an iHeartMedia podcast. It's hosted by Kadeen and Deval Ellis. It's produced by Tribble. Video production by Joshua Dwayne and Matthew Ellis. Video editing by LaShawn Rowe.